Hi, everybody. Thank you, dog. It's Friday.
Happy TDIF.
Hillary and I are here again, co-founders of We Heart Hounds, for another fun Friday craft for our furry best friends. Today, we are going to be putting together a DIY dog treat snuffle mat. So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun, a lot of fuzzy furry fun today. The mat basically has the simplest ingredients. It's the easiest instructions. It just kind of takes a while to put together. So the first thing that you're going to need is some kind of a base that has lots of holes in it. One of the things that I know I've seen people use are like the rubber mats, like those thick rubber mats that for people that you can find like in hardware stores or big box stores. But I was looking for something, or was trying to think of something that was a little more lightweight and portable if you wanted. So came up with the idea of using a kitchen mat. So I don't know if you can see, but it's just a rubber sink mat that fits in your sink. And it's got holes, so you want to find something that's got holes and evenly distributed is basically what you're looking for a mat. And we'll have a link to this mat, but you can find them at Walmart, or you might even find them at your grocery stores in the in the home section if you've got that. But anyway, just looking for a kitchen mat. And then
you could also, depending on the size of your dog, so these are pretty flexible, and it's a kind of smaller size, so it works for like small to medium sized dogs. But if you wanted if you had a bigger dog and wanted a bigger mat, you could also, depending on the size of your dog, you can adjust based on that as well.
Right.
So.
And you could even tie, using the fleece, you could tie a couple mats together and make a really super-sized one if you wanted, which is really kind of cool. And then really the only other ingredients or supplies are scissors and fleece. So, and I have some kind of sturdy fleece. You don't want the real thick, heavy stuff. You really kind of want the thinner, the better, actually. And Hillary, I think you've got some really good, easy fleece to work with.
Yeah, so I had they're from Walmart, inexpensive kind of blankets. These are the 250 fleece blankets that you can get. So that's what one of my fleeces is. And then I have some contrasting just beige fleece, and this was like a $5 blanket. So
okay.
I think if you were using the 250 blankets and found some coordinating patterns, or even if you just wanted to do all one pattern,
Right.
I'd say about 3 blankets or so.
Sure.
You might have a little bit left over, but that would be a good place to start for those.
Yeah. And then for the regular fleece, I think getting about 2 to 3 yards, you'll probably, if you had 3 yards, you'd be safe. It really depends on the number of holes that are in your mat. So there are some mats that have, like this one's got a ton. This one has a lot. And obviously you're going to need a bajillion pieces of fleece when you're all said and done. But some of them don't have nearly as many. So I think 2 to 3 yards of fabric, fleece fabric is a good kind of guess. And then you're going to want to cut them into strips. So you can see I've got different colors here going on. I just had some of this blue and this pink color left over from an earlier project. And then I just got some coordinating kind of a gray color to match. And just cut these about 1 inch wide, and anywhere from 6 to 8 inches probably. You can go a little longer, a little shorter. It's totally fine.
And they don't all have to be uniform by any stretch. So
no.
they're really going to get kind of bunched up in there tightly. So, and they like, especially the blanket fleece that I have, it stretches when I'm pulling or when I'm tying the knots. So that's something to remember too. Like you can, even if you're cutting them a little bit shorter, your fleece may stretch. So you might make it a little longer.
And the thinner fleece, which is what you want to use, does tend to stretch. So but it makes it super easy to get in some of these tight spots when you've got the thinner fleece too. So And obviously, as you can see, we kind of started already, and we probably won't be finishing this today, but you can see kind of what the end product looks like, right? But really, the instructions are super easy. You're just going to take a piece of fleece and you're going to put one in one hole and up through the hole next to it, right? And just tie a knot.
Yep.
So it's really that simple.
So for me, I've kind of done a little green border around, and I only have 4 pieces of my green left. So I'm just going to randomly pop them in the center somewhere and then fill around with the beige. So, and I think I'll do 2 holes worth of space for these green ones. But yeah. There's no rules to this.
Right. No, not at all. And in fact, I kind of started with a blue border around, and then I did my kind of pink print around there. And then I started to run out of blue. So I went and got some of that gray, and I'm just going to mix the gray and the blue in the middle here in the center. But again, your pups don't care. It could be hodgepodge, every color everywhere, which I think those are kind of fun too and colorful. But I just wanted to make sure that I had enough that could cover the whole mat when I got started. So I just started around the edges and did it that way. But anyway, yeah, it's super easy. And you can work from the top as Hillary's doing. As I started getting fuller in mine, it found it easier just to work from the bottom. But whatever's easiest for you.
I do think
go ahead.
Makes it a little bit easier to like if not necessarily working out like you're going to need to be able to lift it up. It's a great task for if you're sitting on the couch and you have it on your lap. Works perfectly, and it's a little bit meditative, so you can kind of just get lost in tying knots.
You totally can. I was working on this last night, and my hubby's like, "It's time for bed." I look up and it's midnight. I'm like, "Whoa, where did the time go?" I had no idea. I was just so fixated on getting as much as I could done to show everybody today. But yeah, it's really kind of fun. This is one of the neatest toys that you can make for your pup because it does so many different things. One, obviously, it's a fun, engaging, interactive toy that will keep your pup busy, and especially if you've got a puppy who has the attention span of a gnat and you want to give them some focused energy and focused time on an activity, this would be a great activity for them to do. But then the other thing is that it kind of uses the nose work involved, encourages that natural instinct for foraging and hunting and all that kind of stuff. So it really plays off their natural abilities, which I think is really great too. It stimulates their brain. There's all kinds of really neat things to do with this.
And you can make it kind of more challenging or less challenging based on if they're just starting out. And so kind of making the treats fairly easy to find. If you've got a dog that's really used to kind of hunting for something or snuffling down in that mat, you can really kind of push them down into that fleece. So they have to work a little bit harder to try to find those treats.
Yeah, in fact, we probably didn't explain that clearly enough, but that's exactly what you do is what you're going to want to do, especially to start with, for those that aren't familiar with using their nose to find treats and food, which sounds silly for all of us hound dog owners. But there are some pups who are just not, nose or food driven, nose motivated or food driven. The idea of the snuffle mat is to hide food or dry food or treats in it. And so for the beginner pup who hasn't used their nose to do a lot of search work, you have them watch you sprinkle the treats on top. And so they're watching where everything goes, and then you can encourage them to go and find the treats. For pups that are very food motivated, as I think almost all of our hounds are, what you're going to want to do is not have them watch you sprinkle and hide treats inside all the fleece. Well, not every fleece crevice, but a good number of treats that get hidden inside the fleece. So, and then they can have at it and spend time looking at it, or searching for it and having a lot of fun.
And you can keep an eye on them while they're kind of hunting for both for just to kind of monitor and make sure that they're not getting any of the fleece pulled out all the way or chewing it up or anything like that, because that could be dangerous. But also so that you can kind of monitor, okay, do I need to make it tougher? Do I need to make it easier? Those sorts of things, as well as they're kind of, if this is new to them, if, kind of learning how to use the mat.
Right. That's a great idea. The other thing to do is you can mix up different treats, pick different size treats to use, or just use the same size treat each, different time, but just pick different ones to use each time. So you can vary up the activity that way as well, which is kind of fun. And then the other great thing about this activity, this toy, is that it's machine washable. It's easy to clean, and you can use it again and again and again. So basically what you're going to want to do is, once playtime is over and the pups have found everything, you're going to want to take it outside. I would recommend taking it outside and just shake it thoroughly, just to make sure there's nothing else hidden inside. And again, please just dry treats only. Wet food or the treats that get really wet, just make sure you pull those out. You don't want this to get moldy or musty. So giving it a good shake, making sure all the food is out is important. And then I would suggest putting it inside an empty pillowcase before you toss it in the washing machine, or you can hand wash it if you'd rather do that. But that way the pillowcase will protect your machine from getting any rubber marks, kind of skid marks on it. But then, yeah, just let it air dry and it's off to use again. So really simple stuff. How's everybody doing today? Thanks for joining us. Hope everybody's having a fun Friday.
Yeah, and if anybody has tried making their own, or having a snuffle mat, or a style of mat like this, or a style of kind of nose work games that they really like, have worked really well with their dogs, we would love to hear about them, because we're always looking for new ideas, things that'll work for, whether it's our dogs, other people's dogs.
Right. Yeah. Just to be able to share tips and tricks with everybody. It's really, that's what this group is all about. This page is all about. So yeah, we'd love to hear from you. I had not heard of a snuffle mat until fairly recently. I mean, it's been a few months or whatever, but I had not heard one. And when I told my hubby what I was making today, he's like, "What? What is the snuffle mat?" And had to show him.
Yeah, my husband definitely thought I was making up that word.
Yeah,
it's like a what?
So, but there are some really, you can go crazy fun with some of the activities, because you can actually make, in terms of the design, you can add pockets, where you're just folding over larger pieces of fleece together, or tying, a couple of pieces of fleece together to make a larger, space for your dog to find larger treats, or different textures. I had thought about maybe using some larger ribbons just to give it a different texture. Ended up just sticking with the fleece, but that might be something you could try, as long as the ribbon doesn't fringe too bad. I think you could do that.
Also do longer and shorter pieces, or once you have it kind of completed, you could cut in, if you wanted to make certain spaces of it, a little area of it shorter, so the fleece pieces are shorter, you could just kind of give it a little haircut in different areas where you wanted to have different activities or things like that as well.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I know another thing you can do is add little bells inside or a squeaker inside that's tied and secured so that they won't be trying to chew on those, but that it'll add a little more sensory experience. Again, this is an activity you want to monitor, but those are some other things that you can do that really add to the entertainment value of a snuffle mat, which is cool. All right.
And I like that these are a pretty reasonable size if you're taking it on a trip or something like that. That's a great, and they're pretty lightweight. You can kind of roll them up, so it can keep them entertained when you get to different areas and things.
I love the portability of this. It's really, I mean, it looks big and hairy, but it does roll up into a nice size ball that's not heavy at all, which I really, really like. Yeah. And I love the portability aspect of it, and being able to take it on a trip, I think is really, really fun. Especially if it already has the, kind of the smells and scents from home, bringing that with you when you travel to grandma and grandpa's house or wherever, go camping. You're bringing a little bit of comfort, from home, so that your dog isn't as nervous or anxious about being someplace new, which is really kind of neat as well. All right. Well, hi, everybody. Thank you again for joining with us. We're just having so much fun today with our snuffle mat. My husband said it looks like a crazy wig, and yeah, it probably could be something fun to wear for Mardi Gras or whatever. But I think our pups would enjoy it a lot more than I would wearing it. So,
and this is also an easy one, especially if you have a mat that's the holes are pretty dispersed or something like that. That you could have pretty young kids being able to, it's just tying a knot. So if you cut the strips for them, if they're young enough, or they can cut the strips themselves if they're a little bit older, and pick out the fleeces that they like, and they can kind of create their own snuffle mat for their pup.
Wouldn't that be a fun activity for your kids to do if a family member got a new puppy or adopted a new dog? This would be a great family activity to do and give as a gift to the new dog owner, as something made with love from your whole family or from your kids. This would be really a sweet gift, I think. So, all right. Well, we got a lot of tying still to do.
Yes.
So we are going to probably say our goodbyes and get busy finishing up our snuffle mat. Hillary has a little bit more to do. I was up till midnight, as I said last night, working on mine. So I got a little bit more done today, which is good. I'll keep working at it. But these are just so adorable, so fun, really colorful. And your dogs will just go nuts over these interactive treat toys. This really hits their sweet spot, right? This is their natural instinct, is to hunt and forage and find, and it really stimulates their brain. And anything we can do to help our pups have a happier, healthier life, we're all for it. So
yeah.
Thank you, everybody, so much again for your time today. As always, we really, truly value each and every one of you. We enjoy these Friday get-togethers, and I'm already looking forward to the next one. Hope you guys have a really happy weekend and enjoy your time with friends and family. And
if you'd like to keep up on anything We Heart Hounds related, so whether it's our crafts or things like that, or anything new and updating that we're coming out with, we always send out an email to. That's probably the best way to just make sure you're up to date on anything We Heart Hounds. So in this post, we will have a link that'll allow you to subscribe to our email list so that you can just stay informed with everything that we've got going on.
Exactly, exactly. And as you probably noticed, we're doing some giveaways. So be sure to sign up and tell your friends and family and let everyone else know about them too. Thanks so much, everybody. Enjoy your rest of your day. Thank dog it's Friday. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.